Good Saturday morning to your family and friends. We're back again once here on Sports Chat. We got John and we got Ron. What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing today?
What's happening, everybody?
John. Championship weekend, yes.
It's the championship weekend, NFC, AFC championship. We got the Lions against the Niners. We got the Ravens against the Chiefs. I'm sorry, Mahomes. KC. That's right. KC on the road finally for an AFC championship. You know what? It's so funny. I said back in the day, remember the Patriots used to always seem like they were always at home, no matter what. Every big game, every regular season player, they were always at home. Seemed like, right? Then Kansas City got to that mold, but now they got to go on the road to Baltimore tomorrow. Got Detroit going out to San Fran. So what you guys thinking? What you got? What you got?
My original pick going back to the beginning of the season, I had, if you recall, I pulled my Niners helmet into the shot. I picked the Niners. I have to go with my boys. John, I love you, man. You know that.
This is where we part, I guess. Huh?
And the Lions in the state of Michigan. You know, even with my origins and my mother being born there.
Yeah, exactly, man. You got.
I have to say that this is where we gonna part ways with my Michigan allegiances or alliances, I should say, and put it into the Cinderella story that is the center of the football world at the moment, which is Michigan, the state of Michigan.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see what happens tomorrow.
We'll see what happens tomorrow. That's why you play the game.
Right.
I mean, listen, I out of the 4 teams that are left, I think Detroit is the one that's really playing with house money at this point. I mean, if they lose, I don't think anybody would be super surprised that they lost. I don't know what the status is on Deebo Samuel. I don't know if he's going to be 100%.
They say he's going to play, but he ain't going to be 100%.
He's going to be 100%.
Give it a go. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I like, hey man, you the underdog, you on the road.
They got nothing to lose.
They have nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
And so
everything to gain.
And honestly, being a team that has nothing to lose, I mean, Dan Campbell is already a risk taker and a gunslinger anyway. But when you're playing with no pressure, you can just empty the clip. So that's hey, Mom, that's what I expect. That's what I expect them to do. I mean, empty the clip. You know, there is no tomorrow, so empty the clip, and we'll see what happens. I'm not shocked.
I'm hoping the Niners will be a little bit sharper than they were coming off that off week. They kind of got it together late in the game.
Yeah.
The last drive. So we'll see if they perform better there. You're right, John. The Lions have nothing to lose. They can lay it right on the line tomorrow. Everything.
Look, every 4th and 3, they probably gonna go for it. You know, so I just when you playing with house money, you can be a lot more adventurous in your play calling. So I mean, but am I shocked that they're underdogs? No, I get it. I mean, that's, you know, I get it. But games ain't played on paper. They're played on the gridiron. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
For the other game, I like the Ravens at home. I just think that they are putting it all together right now. They got defense going. They got the offense going. Lamar has a lot to prove. And I think that they have the momentum with the fans. And I think it's just their time to go to the next level. Mahomes and those guys have escaped and wiggled their way through. And you know what I mean? Made big plays. Like, it's just time for that Kansas City story to end. I'm so tired of them. I'm tired of looking at Taylor Swift. I'm sick of them, man. I'm sick of Mahomes and my auto. I'm tired of the commercials. I'm just over.
Look, you're going to get a whole dose of Taylor Swift, too. So
I mean, as much as I really like Patrick Mahomes. I think them guys are great players, and big up to them for all they've accomplished, man. But like at some point, it's just enough already. It's time for the Ravens to take the next step with Lamar, man. That kid doesn't get the credit he deserves. A guy of that ilk who didn't even get a sniff in free agency. Every general manager in the NFL should be ashamed of themselves, man.
I think it's a must for Lamar for the Ravens to win tomorrow.
I agree.
If Lamar doesn't win tomorrow, they're gonna crucify the poor guy.
I agree.
He won't get. He'll go even further down the line.
I think he's under the most pressure entering.
Yeah. I hope Lamar. I'm rooting for the Ravens. I mean, I don't know all the sentiment of the Lions and all that, but I'm rooting for the Ravens simply because of Lamar. I'm so tired of the lack of respect that Lamar has gotten. Black quarterbacks injuring Mahomes. They're kind of nice to Mahomes, but we kind of know why that is too. But we won't get into that on this show today. Lamar gets no credit. They dogged him coming out. He picked last, I think, in the first round.
He wanted to become a wide receiver, man.
30
yeah. 32nd pick. Heisman winner. Told to change his position by high quality supposed football execs. And so he's already proved folks wrong. It's sad that he has to continue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, his play should be able to speak for itself. Last year, free agent, nobody talked to him. Nobody.
That's absurd.
Even
that just don't make any sense.
That is absurd.
As bad as the Falcons are, piss poor as they've been.
That's just crazy.
They couldn't find.
That just
crazy.
My Lord. So no,
that is absolutely absurd.
I don't know if Baltimore did something underhandedly too and told everybody, his knee is not that great to scare him off. But come on, man.
But you would think if they did that they would try to negotiate a cheaper contract as a result. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think, and who knows how they went about it, right? They, a lot of times people keep information for themselves, themselves.
But I'm saying realistically, since he didn't get any offers from Baltimore, really had the leverage in that situation. They didn't have to sign him to that huge contract.
I guess they really. I mean, they knew they didn't want him to, sit totally out or anything, and so he held his guns. And so I hope he balls out. Come on, Lamar, balls out. I think last week, guys, you saw the effects of being rusty in the first half by the Niners and the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
They both played much better,
right,
in the second half.
I'm even as much as I despise the Baltimore Ravens as a Steeler fan. I mean, there's a couple teams in football I can't stand. That's one of them. I can't stand Ravens. But I gotta go give it to Lamar, man. Sometimes the talent and the guy just outstanding, man. So with all that, I'm looking for a big show out of him tomorrow. Mahomes and Kelsey have won championships. They still got time, but I
think Ron. I mean, we as great as Lamar Jackson has been, and we all know he has been. I gotta pump the listen. You haven't done it in this season.
Yeah.
This is when it counts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he won't. I'm saying he better because the narrative is slowly being written. It's being written.
I have no, and like John, I have no questions about Lamar's ability and Lamar's talent. But he's got to win it tomorrow. He's got to win.
He's got to get to that bowl tomorrow. I mean,
got to get to that Super Bowl.
Because it's the narrative narratives are hard to shake. It doesn't matter. They're hard to shake.
and what's the name? They're putting a narrative on Brock Purdy too. Oh, he's a system guy. He's no good without
that drives
Debo
me
and
crazy.
McCaffrey and when they were injured, the Niners lost 3 in a row, and Purdy did not. All the superlative that
Brady was supposedly a system guy until he went to
Tampa. Brady was a system guy too. Yeah, Brady was. He wasn't supposed to remember. He wasn't supposed to be the same after they cracked his knee.
And you see
again, as John said, you got to do it. What you do on the field. You know what? I remember Pete Porcelli, one of the high school football coaches in the area. He said, "Film don't lie." That's
at the end of the day, right? But the thing I say is that you have to. It's just like a dude on steroids in baseball and step into the batter's box. You still got to put wood on the ball, right? When you're out there playing and you got them defenses being schemed by professional defensive coordinators, highly paid in the NFL, and you still deliver a team to the NFC Championship at the age of 23 after being the last guy taken in the NFL draft. System guy, okay. The bottom line is, did they win the game? Like Herm Edwards said, you play to win the game. I don't care if Bozo the Clown, Ronald McDonald was playing quarterback for the 49ers. If they got to the NFC Championship game, he could be a system guy with fries in his back pocket. I could care less. Let's win it.
Wait. They're different. Bozo and Ronald, they're different.
Yes. I mean, I'm serious. I don't understand that. It's a system guy. Every quarterback in the league is a system guy. Right?
I think Ron,
whatever system your team is running,
right? You're the guy in that system.
But I think the only reason why they say that about Brock Purdy is because he was Mr. Irrelevant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If he was a higher draft pick, or if he was somebody that came with a little bit more expectation, well, his guy was the last pick in the draft, so it can't be him. It's got to be the system. It can't be him. He was.
You know what that is, John?
That means what's the name can't play quarterback at all. Then, right?
No.
Trey Lance, he can't play at all.
You know what it is? That narrative and those kind of statements from front offices in the NFL and from the media who doesn't know anything about sports. That narrative is a way for them to cover their behinds because they did such a poor job of evaluating and scouting. They said Tom Brady was a system quarterback. The guy was picked in the 6th round. So you mean to tell me the greatest quarterback in the NFL history, won all them Super Bowls, played was a great leader, all those intangibles. 6 rounds of NFL dudes went by, and nobody could see that this guy could play just a little bit.
That's what happened.
I mean, that's a narrative and an excuse generated.
They're going to label anybody that is one of those late round draft picks
that they missed.
If they have any success, because they missed, they don't want to admit that they missed.
Right.
They just, it's got to be the system, because if it wasn't the system, we would have known, and we are the experts, so they just missed on him. Terrell Davis. They said the same thing about Terrell Davis. They said the same. What? Terrell Davis was what? A 6th round running back, 6th round draft pick?
Yeah, it was late.
I remember the 1988 draft when Thurman Thomas was sitting there and from Oklahoma State waiting to get drafted, and every team in the league was watching him just sit there and letting them sit there. The guy went on to a Hall of Fame career with the Bills. Yep. And they never lost. They wanted to win a Super Bowl, but he was a heck of a player. And a whole bunch of other guys. Let's go down the list. Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, blah, 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 blah. So you mean to tell me a guy like Brock Purdy, who you plug him into your system, and in year 2, he takes you to the NFC Championship, but yet he was Mr. Irrelevant? No, they didn't watch the film from Iowa State. That's what happened.
They didn't watch the film.
Well, and we won't even say year 2. Year 1, he went to the NFC Championship, got hurt.
2 years ago.
He was in that, right?
Well, but that's just
again, it's the one thing that no one can evaluate. I don't care how great a scout you are, no one can evaluate the person's heart.
Exactly.
And that's just the Mel Kipers of the world and the people who missed on him And now they're trying to backtrack and say, "Oh well, it's the system." No, you just missed on it. You didn't properly evaluate.
Well, and you know, guys, a lot of times some people just need a chance.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, some people just need a chance.
If Drew Bledsoe doesn't get hurt and Tom Brady doesn't get that opportunity, we might not be talking about him the way we talk about him. He got his opportunity and he made the most of it.
Right.
And right now, same for Brock Purdy, right? Because Lance got hurt, right? Garoppolo was hurt.
They said Drew Brees couldn't play in the NFL neither because he was too little. He couldn't throw the ball. All the problems with him.
Yeah, right? all the above.
Brock Purdy is fine for what they do, and he's one of the most efficient passers in the league. If you look at his, just stop it. I can't. Just admit that you missed on him. That's the part that bothers me about these so-called experts. So you rather just, oh well, he's a system guy. And because my talent evaluation can't be wrong. I can't be wrong. He's just a system guy.
Go back and watch the video and the tapes of Brock Purdy's college play, and you'll watch some of the things that you see Patrick Mahomes doing, the no look passes, the craftiness back there behind center, all those things that you see that Mahomes does. He was doing those same things at Iowa State. They just no one paid attention. They didn't pay attention, and they missed the guy because he's a little undersized. All that. They don't have the big arm like a Herbert or one of those guys. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Spike Owen was a Major League Baseball player. He was like 5'8", playing shortstop, and he played in the major leagues for 15 years. It don't matter. Can you play the game? There's a whole bunch of guys that are big, strong, all this and other thing that never make it. And then you get a guy like a Wes Welker or something that eats the league up. It's all about what's in here, buddy. It's all about what's in here.
Can't question that heart.
Yeah, it's funny though. Somebody pointed out the Lions in the 49ers. What up, Jay? Niners and the 49ers. The Lions and the 49ers are the first team to feature a number 1 draft pick versus
Mr. Irrelevant
versus Mr. Irrelevant. So I thought that
that's interesting.
But
I think it should be very interesting on both sides. And then you got your Super Bowl between the winners. So I think it should be some pretty good football.
But let me say this, y'all. As much as people are tired of Patrick Mahomes and don't listen to me. Don't count them out. I'm telling you, this is when he shines. Don't count them out. I expect the Ravens to win, but I would not. If ask me, would I be surprised if Kansas City walks off of that field as the winner of the AFC? Not at all. Don't count them out. They're gonna have to beat them because you cannot. Rudy Tomjanovich said it years ago. Don't ever underestimate the heart. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because that Houston Rockets team was the 6th seed. When they went up against Orlando in the NBA Finals and swept them. Don't underestimate the heart of a champion. I'm just saying. Y'all, if people think Baltimore just gonna show up, I lived that a month ago with Alabama. Everybody all in. Oh, did you see Michigan's reaction when they found out that they were playing Alabama? Oh, Alabama just gonna show up and beat them by 2 touchdowns. Well, okay, all right, cool.
It always works its way back to the Wolverines, don't it?
Yes, sir.
Somehow.
Yes, sir.
Somehow. Well, and matter of fact, let's talk about Michigan. They got their new coach. So they gave it to Moore. And actually, I'm kind of surprised, mainly because this is the University of Michigan, and they hand it to African Americans. So I get hats off to U of M today.
I think honestly, I like the hire. I mean, it if anything, it assures continuity, and they probably decided that, hey, this is best for the program. I would have liked to expand the search just a little bit, just because you never know what's out there until you do a search. Me personally, I would have picked up the phone and called Luke Fickell and said, hey, what would it take to get you out of Wisconsin? I think for a guy to take a group of 5 team to the college football playoffs. And I'm saying, even if you did your round of interviews and you still decided that Sharon Moore was the
right. But you're saying at least have a round of interview.
At least have a round of interview. This is the University of Michigan. This ain't Toledo. You know what I'm saying?
Not Michigan State.
No, I ain't say that. You said it.
I said it.
But I'm just saying, I just think it would have been and I do, and people may disagree with this. I do feel like there was a little bit of pressure for Michigan to hire him because of
how well they did when Harbaugh was out.
Well, not only that, I'm saying because of the optics of them passing on a qualified African-American coach. I feel like they probably didn't want to have to answer those questions.
You're probably right. You got a
qualified black man right here.
Already there. The backlash they would have had to suffer
was an integral part of a championship run. Yeah. Why would you bypass him to bring in some Caucasian coach?
He made, and he's already aware of all the circumstances in and around what's been going on, with all the investigations and everything. So, and
he made the most of his opportunity. He sure did. Hats off to him. Congratulations.
Can't deny that at all.
I just would have liked to have seen an interview of a few more candidates just to see what level of interest. Now, obviously, the looming NCAA investigation may have scared some people off. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But hey, Urban Meyer walked into a situation where there were sanctions and it didn't scare him off. So I just think that it would have been nice to see who out there was really interested in the job. And again, if you conduct your round of interviews and decide that Sharon Moore was the best for the job, hire him. I have no problem with that. But I just would have liked to see what level of interest there was around the country.
Good job. It's
John, John, speaking of Michigan, last week, a week before last, they had the Fab Five back in the building. So what was the word in the streets about that gathering?
I think, and I'm gonna tell you what the word in the street was, and I'm gonna tell you what I think because it was a couple of different things. Obviously, people were glad to see them back together. That was a legendary team, even though they didn't really win anything. I mean, the most celebrated team that never won anything.
Carolina fans don't care. We don't care. We don't care that they lost.
Yeah, I'm just
Come on, baby.
We'll take it. 93.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Don't remind me of that.
They got our timeouts, Chris. They got our timeouts.
I mean, and it was a unique thing. It's not lost on me why they were so famous. You never had a team of freshmen for a starting lineup of 5 freshmen get that far in the NCAA tournament. So it was a lot of warm and fuzzy. Hey, glad to have you back. But me personally, I'm big on accountability, and I just don't think Chris Webber ever was. Yes. I don't think he ever was held truly accountable for the damage that he caused to that. Not only did you take money, which you lied about, you lied to a grand jury that you took money. Then the that you took it from, Ed Martin, you wait until he passes away and then you throw him under the bus. Throw him under the bus. And
yeah,
I know it's a lot of love. I don't care for Chris Webber. I don't like what he did, and I don't like he's one of the most entitled people who does not take responsibility or accountability for the damage that he caused, and people let him get away with it. And that's what frustrates me as a person. I try to be integral about stuff. Look, you are the reason why Michigan, and you play the victim like everybody's against you. You are the reason why the program went through had those banners stripped, and because Jalen admitted, yeah, I took money from Ed Reed. I'm from Detroit. Jalen was upfront about it. Like, yes, I did. And it caused a rift between him and Jalen for some years because Jalen was like, look, man, you were wrong for doing that.
Well, and a lot of people don't mention it, because here was a kid in Weber who sometimes our black folks and families, we say we love our community, but sometimes we try to be different than our community instead of embracing where we come from. You try to send your kids out to the parochial schools and not to not in the district that they probably should be going in, right? But at the end of the day, the other side still see you as the color of your skin, right? Yeah. And we all know Chris Webber went to Detroit Country Day. He didn't go to Southwestern, right? He went at Cody, right? Nope.
Wasn't that McKenzie? Wasn't that Mumford?
Correct. And so because even I remember because I was in Michigan, early on when he was in high school and stuff, and as good as he was, the question was, is he soft because he went to Country Day? I'm just saying. And so that was the buzz. Of course he was bigger and taller than everybody, but he wasn't really getting no street cred.
No,
and
not going.
He even mentioned it. Him and Jalen talked about it because Jalen knew about him because what's the gym that everybody used to go to? I forget.
Saint Cecilia.
Yeah, Saint Cecilia. Right. That's when they found out that he could play a little bit because he showed up there. But they kind of kept it there. They didn't really reach out, And so
Jalen had the street cred. He went to Southwestern. Him. Vashawn Leonard was
Vashawn Leonard.
He went to Southwestern.
What was the kid? Oh my gosh, can't think of his name. Played for UNLV.
God. I got a picture with him.
Anderson Hunt. Southwestern. Yep.
I got a picture with him. His son.
And so those guys, of course, because they went to Southwestern High School.
They was Rough Riders,
right. But
you're gonna like my Detroit knowledge right here, John. See, my grandmother's house was between Warren and Tireman, so I could go down to the end. Make a left on Tireman, go down to Wyoming, make a right.
That's it.
Southwestern High School was right there, buddy.
That's it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I know. Spent a lot of summers or time in Detroit as a child.
Yeah,
so. lot of time there, a lot of time.
But I just think Webb, I don't think he was ever really truly forced. Even when he signed with the Pistons, back in, I think it was 2007. There was this huge elephant in the room. Obviously, him coming home, and he just dodged the questions. Never, and so he's been entitled since I remember I first heard about Chris Webber when he was in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not forget Country Day when he was in middle. So he's been one of those coddled, spoiled, entitled kids for the duration of his upbringing, and it spilled over into his adult life. It's like you are the reason why Michigan suffered the sanctions that they suffered. You are. And for you to act like the world was against you, you did this. You threw that man under the bus. You threw him under. I was so insensitive to that man's family. You threw him under the bus and then tried to act like he was some predator that preyed on
upon you. Yeah.
So
they know Mr. Martin, as they call, they say he took care of everybody.
Yeah, he took care of them. Hey, Jalen asked Jay, he was like, yeah, I took money from him. I was poor from Detroit. What you talking about? Yeah. I sure did.
Jalen Rose's mom worked with my uncle at Chrysler.
Really? Mm-hmm. You see, but Jalen Rose got integrity. He was like, listen, I did it. And I think Chris Webber, as talented as he just was never very high on the integrity meter. And I don't care for him. I mean, they love him around here, but I don't.
Yeah, my Uncle Tim used to tell me about Jalen. He goes, yeah, I work with this girl on my job. Her son's gonna be a pro. He's gonna be a pro. He go, I hope she remembered. I gave her a ride a couple times.
Yeah.
So look, guys. I never thought it might be possible to happen, but it may happen. Wilt Chamberlain scored 100. Kobe scored 81. Doncic scored 73 last night.
Timeout right there. I was downtown last night. There was a lot of Hawk jerseys around. I was down by a State Farm Arena. And then Ronnie called me while I was out. He was like, yo, Dad, Luka just dropped 73 on the Hawks, right? And I said, I guess he was paying them back for the draft night trade. I mean, good Lord.
How many shots did he take?
I have no idea.
He only took, matter of fact, I think MB, when he scored 70, he took like 50-something shots. I think they at one point Luka had only took maybe like 30-something shots, 35 shots or something.
Yeah, that's pretty efficient to score 73 points on 35 shots.
Well, I don't think that was his final total, but at one point, he had only taken up, I think, 35 in first half or so. So yeah,
I'm gonna look right now.
Yeah, I mean, and then Booker had 62 last night.
Yeah, that's today's NBA though. I mean, the 3-point ball has really one of the reasons why LeBron was able to catch Kareem as fast as he caught him is because of the emphasis on the 3-ball. Not that he's an extremely efficient 3-point shooter, but that's the sheer volume of those shots. I mean,
Luka was 25 for 33 last night. 8 for 3
that's
incredible percentage right there, man.
Super efficient.
8 for 13 from the 3-point line and 15 to 16 from the free throw line.
That's super efficient. But again, I just think it and some people may like this, because scoring is up. In the 90s, you could have a 75 to 73 game. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and I think that's really the difference. What were the scores of Wilt Chamberlain's and even Kobe's final score?
I don't think Wilt's number will be unless somebody just gets super hot from the 3-point line.
Oh yeah, 100.
I don't think Wilt's only really the reason I don't think, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but Wilt scored his 100. Did they have the 3-second violation during that?
I don't know. I have to look at the history.
Because if they did, I don't think they did.
3 seconds hasn't always
So
existed. I thought that was part of basketball.
No, I don't think it's always been a part of basketball. And if you accept you already bigger than everybody else. If you were just allowed to camp under the, imagine if Shaq had no 3-second lane.
Right.
Imagine how many points he would put up if he didn't have to worry about if he was just allowed to camp under the basket with no 3-second with possible 3. I mean, and I correct me if I'm wrong. I'm saying this publicly. I don't know if that was the case, but I believe I heard that the 3-second lane violation didn't exist at the time that he scored his 100 points. I could be wrong. Because think about it. He ain't no threat to score. He wasn't a threat to score from anywhere 10 feet away from the basket. So the majority of his points had to come from dunks and layups. And
he couldn't dunk at the time. It was all layups.
No, there was a law against dunking.
Yeah, at one point there was a law against dunking in the NBA.
Okay.
But he had that, like you say though. At that time, big everybody just throwing the ball, he just turn around and
turn around, lay it in. It's just like if Wemby. Imagine if Wemby
had a post game.
Could get in. I mean, he don't need one. He don't even have to jump, and he can lay the ball.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like they got this.
Okay,
did you find it?
He was 36 of 63 from the field, 28 of 32 from the foul line.
Dude, that's
so 28 points from the foul line.
Yeah.
Check the history of the 3.
He went to the foul line 32 times. Wow.
Yeah.
Check this history of the 3-second violation and see if that was a time. If there was a time when I could be wrong. Again, I could be wrong.
AC said it was in effect. 3-second rules in 1936.
Then I stand corrected. Then he was just a.
They couldn't do nothing with him.
Couldn't do nothing with him.
If you get 100 dropped down, you take your sneakers off and just go home, dog. I mean, you drop 100.
Anybody score 100. I don't care what era it is in. That's crazy. 100 points for one individual. Come on. But team sport.
Wilt had a sizable advantage over everybody. Imagine him in a league with Hakeem and Shaq and Patrick Ewing and David Robinson and all of these iconic centers that we've. I don't think he would do that. The average person, the average height of an NBA player during Wilt's time was what, 6'7", 6'8"?
I don't know. But I mean, Robinson scored
71.
71, yeah.
Yep, that was his.
So, I mean,
but that's a long way from 100, though. That's a long way from 100.
But it's a lot. That's a lot of points.
It's a lot, but it's a long way from 100. So.
All right, so I got a question. So I posed the question to y'all on the text the other day.
I was gonna get to that.
Okay, go ahead, Herb.
Ron posed a question. He texted us a question on Facebook family about if there was any sporting event that you watch that you could change the outcome of the game, what would it be? John, what was yours?
I obviously went to the 2000. That one too. That was. Don't tell me.
We struck a nerve.
Thank you, Jesus. I would. Me personally, it would be the 2000. Two games. They both involved Michigan and Ohio State. I believe JT was short. I've watched that play a gazillion times. There's no way he got that ball across that first down marker.
Extend it.
He did not extend it. He did not. There's no way he got. Those were Ohio State. Here's the thing with that. Those were Ohio State referees. They admitted that they were from the state of Ohio. which should have immediately disqualified them from being able to officiate that game because they
Were
admitted
they
that they
Big
were
Ten refs or?
they were Big Ten refs, and they grew up and they admitted that they were Ohio State fans growing up. Admitted it. They should have never. That was a conflict of interest. They should have never been allowed to officiate that game. So that's one. But the second one was in 2006 when it was number 1 and number 2, Michigan versus Ohio State, the game of the century at the time, and we had finally. Because if you remember that game, it was pretty much an offense. No, neither defense could stop the other's offense. We finally stopped their offense and was about to go and take the ball and take the lead. And then our linebacker, Sean Crable, gets whistled for a late hit outside. And
yeah, I remember that.
I was crushed watching that game. Just absolutely crushed. So those two, and then my honorable mention is when Rasheed Wallace left Robert Ory open in Game 5 of the 2005 NBA Final, and Robert Ory, who was at the time only the number 1 3-point shooting. Ooh, Keith Smart, I remember that. I remember that shot.
That one hurts, don't it?
I remember that shot, Dre.
That was my senior year of high school. I remember.
Robert Ory, him leaving the number 1 3. Robert Ory was like, I was almost offended. You gonna leave me open to go try to trap Manu Ginobili in the corner? I do believe if the Pistons would have won that game and they would have went back down to San Antonio up 3-2 instead of down 3-2. They would have went back-to-back. They almost went back-to-back anyway. They almost won both of those games down there. But I just think it was asking too much to ask them to win both of those games in San Antonio, because that's back when there was the 2-3-2 format in the NBA Finals. So those are my two, and then that's my honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ron, what you got?
I have 2 and an honorable mention. The 1970 or 1997 New York Yankees, Mariano Rivera gives up the home run to Sandy Alomar in the ALCS, and the Yanks don't go back to back from 96 to 97. That one hurt because that team was destined. Obviously, you saw what they did after 98, 99, 2000. That was one.
Right.
So that one. Again, I go back to the Yankees for the second one in the 2001 World Series against Arizona. They had
that was
chased,
one of mine. Yeah,
the Yankees had chased both of their best pitchers. They chased Randy Johnson. They chased what's his name, the crazy dude there with the bloody sock and all of that.
Yeah,
right. From the Red Sox.
Yep.
The Yankees had them dead.
Kurt Schilling.
Yes, the Yankees had Chase Schilling and Randy Johnson, and then we just got beat. So I'll take that one
on a blue.
Yes,
on a blue.
Still hurts, man.
Yeah, it was a blue.
11,
and Mariano Rivera was as automatic as they came.
Right.
It was like, and what was so crazy about Mariano Rivera? He had one pitch.
That cutter was ridiculous.
And it was like hit it.
Yeah.
He didn't come at you with a bunch of curveballs and sliders and hit it. And most people couldn't. So I was as surprised as anybody that they got that blue single off. But
so those two are my top two. And my honorable mention would be the 1995-96 Super Bowl when the Steelers lost to the Cowboys. Man, we had them, man, and then Neil O'Donnell threw the pick to what was his name? D-back. What's his name? He got the MVP of that game. The light-skinned dude.
Oh yeah, I know. I can't think of it right
now. I'm
looking
at him.
95-96 Super Bowl, man. There were a lot of Laker games that I considered. The Ralph Sampson lob over the head, he just threw it up when we lost in '86 to the Rockets in the playoffs. That was one of them. But the Super Bowl had more on the line for me, and those two games for the Yankee game, they still haunt me to this day.
But that Pittsburgh team, they were overmatched. That Dallas team was during the heyday of the
That's why I wanted to beat him, John.
The Holy Trinity.
That was the year Barry just rolled the balls out and said, "Y'all go play football."
Yeah, that's why I wanted to beat him. That's why I wanted to beat him. That's why I wanted to beat him. They were right there.
That team.
Well,
that team was
my first like heartbreak football game I ever remember was I think was it 81, 82. 49ers against it on the catch. They call it the catch.
Yeah.
Dwight Clark.
Against the 49ers.
Dwight Clark.
Oh my gosh. We were winning the game, the whole game. We gave the ball back to them too early, number one, with too much time on the clock, because we just scored. And it was great drive and everything, but they had Joe Montana had too much time.
Yep.
And then that's the first game where you're getting to the quarterback pretty good all game, and then now you get soft, right? And they just dinked and dunked. And if you watch the replay, they almost ran Montana out of bounds, and he just throws it back across. Right, and Clark is right there. Oh, my boy Everson was too. Everson, like almost right there too. I'm like, oh my. And that was the start of the 49ers ride.
Yeah, I was about to say that kind of started it all right there.
Yeah, that started off. My second one, which I wish we could have won and it never happened, was I think 2003 Yankee Red Sox. The Yankees
04.
The 04, the Yankees chokehold.
Is that when they came back
up
from three?
We're up 3-0 with 2 outs. 2 outs.
We had them dead.
2 outs. Bottom of the ninth.
Off the hook, man.
And
that's a good one.
They come all the way back.
Yeah, that was crazy. Because the Red Sox at that point hadn't won
nothing.
Yeah, they
since Babe Ruth.
So I could never talk Yankees smack too much to Red Sox fans ever again after that.
Really. Well, look, two outs. What was it? 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth? Was it
2 out bottom of the ninth?
You can't get any closer to closing out a series than that.
You can't get the broom out, baby.
And then they unleashed their secret weapon, Pedro Martinez. And was it? No, that was against Cleveland. I'm thinking he came in. I remember Pedro Martinez. He came in as a reliever.
That whole end of that series was so painful.
Yeah,
I couldn't even talk about it to put it.
I could not believe y'all lost that series. I couldn't believe y'all lost that series.
Yeah.
And Kurt Schilling, and that was the bloody ankle. Wasn't that the bloody ankle?
Yeah.
That was a bloody sock.
Yeah, that's the bloody ankle. Yeah. That was Schilling again. Yeah. And then my third was I don't know how anybody my age growing up too often have these other teams that they root for, unless it's kind of a hometown team. But back in the day, it was Pittsburgh, it was Dallas.
Yeah.
Right. And
still
we had Pittsburgh beat Jackie Smith.
Oh, yeah, the drop touchdown.
Dropped the touchdown in the end zone. Nobody by him.
Yeah.
Drops the pass.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I forgot about that one.
There you go.
I wasn't mad though. I was 8 years old.
I'm sure you wasn't.
I can still see the play. Zing! He was on his back, almost bang right off the chest, dropped it.
Right off his chest.
But those were some battles. I mean, you talking Liz Juan, John Stallworth, Rocky Blyer, Terry.
That was the second time they played them.
Yeah, those were some battles.
Yeah, those were some battles.
Look, you had Ed Too-Tall Jones. You had
Ed Too-Tall, Harvey Martin, Danny White,
Charlie Water,
Jack Lambert, Rocky
Hamlin, that whole Steel Curtain,
Mean Joe Green,
Mean Joe,
L.C. Greenwood,
Cliff Harris,
Randy
White, Billy Joe, Robert Newhouse,
Tony
Dorsett, baby.
I hated Tony Dorsett. Ooh, you talking about Well, you talk
Hero
about a
right there,
player
Bob.
I could not stand that Tony Dorsett. Oh,
That's Herb's hero right there.
That's my boy right there.
I couldn't. Oh, he used to irk me because he was so good. That's probably why I didn't like him.
I'm gonna add one more thing to that. If the one outcome I would change too was Sugar Ray Leonard losing to Roberto Duran for the first time. That hurt me, I think, more than any other boxing match ever.
I liked it because I didn't like Sugar Ray Leonard. I was not a Sugar Ray Leonard fan. I
didn't like Sugar Ray.
Mm-mm.
I forgot he's from Detroit. I'm sorry.
I'm
right, Tommy Hearns. I saw a post recently. They asked Ray what if he would have beat Floyd Mayweather, and his response was, "I fought Floyd Mayweather's father, and I beat him like father, like son."
I love it.
I'm gonna tell you. Sugar Ray Leonard was the reason why I stopped watching boxing for a long time.
Because of the Hagler fight.
That was. You'll never in your life convince me that was a legitimate fight. I'll never be convinced that was a legitimate fight. This man, Marvin Hagler, was the meanest, nastiest, most menacing middleweight champion I have ever seen. I don't know who that was in that ring with Sugar Ray, but it was not Marvin Hagler.
Go back and watch it. I
don't know who that was in that ring. That was not Marvin Hagler.
With that fight didn't bother me no more because both of them really was past their prime. So
Marvin Hagler
fight, to me,
would have him in trouble.
To me, they shouldn't even. It wasn't really worth having because they both were past their prime.
Look at the fight between Hagler and Hearns. That was the real Marvin Hagler.
Yeah. Again.
But that dude in the ring with Sugar Ray Leonard, I don't know.
They had that fight about 5 years too late. It happened like 5 years.
Yeah, too late. It was like Pacquiao. It was like Pacquiao Mayweather to me. Too late.
First of all, Sugar Ray Leonard was coming out of 5 years retirement.
Yeah, it was 5 years too late.
And you come back out of retirement and beat the meanest, nastiest, no way. I don't know who got the Hagler. But they said you better not hurt him. You'll never convince me that was a real fight.
Good one. That's a good one. All right. I saw that question posed. I thought y'all might like that one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's a great question for any sports fan that's sports enthusiast. That's a great question. Great question. If you could change the outcome, for sure. Yeah, Andre, Jackie Smith did come out of retirement that year to play for the Cowboys. Because he was on St. Louis Cardinals or somebody up until that point.
Yeah, that's why he made his name. Yep.
I think he got paid to miss that.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Just like they say Neil McDonald got paid that Super Bowl against the Cowboys.
Man, we had that, man. I went to Florida and watched the Steelers play that year too, man. That was the year Rob Woodson came back off of the knee injury, and we went to see the Steelers play the Dolphins. Both of them were undefeated at the time. They were both 10-0, and me and some of my friends went down to Miami to watch that game. And then they made it all the way to the Super Bowl, and I forget the kid's name who had that interception, but they gave him the MVP.
I think it wasn't Allen or Brown or something like that.
Yeah, he was an okay player, but he ended up getting.
They just had one great game.
I just think Neil McDonald, he was an all right quarterback.
Yeah, it was all right. The fact that we got there was like we were like.
Yeah, it was really like. Yeah, it was really like a miracle, and it set up that it had the optics of setting up this classic Cowboys Steelers matchup. But I knew that Steelers team was overmatched. There was no way they were beating that team that Jimmy Johnson put together.
Yeah, O'Donnell dropped back. We driving, boom, bang. So yeah, but yeah, that one hurt. But
Big Ben got y'all a couple of them though. So got y'all a couple of them.
Got the 3.
We haven't seen a day of light since then.
Man, listen, that pass that he threw against the Cardinals when
perfect.
Oh, it was perfect. I was hollering, because I was the Steelers was my favorite team outside of the Detroit Lions growing up. And I think mainly because they were the counterpart to the Dallas Cowboys to me. I didn't know which team I hated more, the Dallas Cowboys or the Boston Celtics with Larry Bird and.
Oh my goodness!
You talking about in them green gym shoes too? They used to make. I used to hate the sight of them. They just
It's funny you say that, John, because there are teams that I hated so much. Like, growing up, when the Lakers played the Celtics in 84 or 87, when Magic hit the little runner in the lane. I remember watching that game at my house in the den, and I was that night. It was bothering me so much listening to Tommy Heinsohn and them do that game, and I turned it off. It was my senior year of high school. I remember turning the game on.
Larry Brown, his name was Larry Brown.
Yes, and then I turned it back. I turned it back on. Right, him and Dick Stockton were doing the game. Turned it back on, and I remember Magic hitting this shot. When the Lakers won that series, we had the Laker jersey. We was driving around in my mom's Cadillac.
We had to pin it. We had to pin it outside the house. We drive around
outside the house.
Always blowing the horn.
Blowing the horn. We had the jersey.
You know what though? First of all, Tom Heinsohn, he was you talk about Homer.
Oh my goodness! On a national broadcast.
It'd be different if he was broadcasting for the Celtics local broadcast. He was a CBS analyst. I'm like, dude, can you get more? But I have to modify y'all. Just this conversation. I gotta modify my list just a little bit.
Oh, he going back. I know where he's going. 88. I know where he's going.
Here you go to 88. You going to 88?
Was it? Did he hit the wrist? Listen, you know what?
You know good and well. Wait. Admit on this broadcast. That was a phantom foul. Can I say it? That was a phantom foul.
Let me say it. That foul against Kareem.
Oh my God.
They might check that for flagrant now.
Right. You going to
88? Y'all, listen to me.
Might check that for flagrant.
Listen to me. God. Y'all know that was a phantom foul. Y'all know. I know you know it. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at both of y'all.
Back. Ron, back to back, baby. Come on, where you at, Ron?
That was so. I said, "Wow, y'all just gonna give them this game." Wow, that was. Y'all know it. That's what y'all not even arguing. I'm saying y'all not even arguing. Y'all know it was a phantom foul. Y'all know it.
I don't even remember.
Lambier.
What call is he talking about? I don't even know.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? All I remember was back-to-back championships.
Y'all know, you know it. You will go to your grave knowing that was a phantom foul. That was a phantom foul. Oh, I got one more. Jesus. Now that I'm thinking, I gotta add this to the list too. Oh, that darn Isaiah with that inbounds pass.
Oh, against Boston. DJ. Over DJ. Oh yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna have to pick that one for you because I was so mad. Oh, good. It till this day, I don't see how. I'm just not a Boston.
That
can't do it.
I remember.
I have one more too, though. I do have one.
I was watching that game with my father. I never forget it. We were in the living room watching that game. That was the quickest shift from jubilation to, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened. I mean, we had them. We was going back to Detroit to close out that series. We had them. And Isaiah rushed it. Oh my God. Bird skills. Give it up to DJ. Wave it in. Oh my God. This place is going crazy.
I do have one more too, John. This one was painful. This one takes me back to high school though. My mom said that was Tanya's favorite team. I can't stand the Celtics. I don't know how she was our sister, man.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how, man.
She was just being an antagonist. That's what that was.
Right.
The one game, if I could change, it was I would change the 1980 or 86, 87 Albany High School Section 2 Finals Championship against Oklahoma. Albany High, great Kubek ended up that dude, Lander Lewis. Man, my father's car broke down. We were supposed to take it up to Glens Falls. Shout out to AC for showing up with his mother's Firebird and got us up there. Yeah, but we lost, man. My senior year, we had the section title wrapped up, man. We went up to Shen and lost, man, and lost to Shenandoah in the Section 2 championship. I thought we finally was going to get these suburban dudes.
Yeah.
Basketball. That one hurt bad. That one hurt bad. We was crying.
I'm gonna have to take y'all word on that one.
Yeah. AC remembers. He just put the smiling emoji.
Tony Kubek.
Yeah. Greg Kubek. Yeah.
Greg Kubek.
Man, that one hurt.
It was Kubek. What was the other tall guy they had?
I forget, man. That game probably hurt as much as any pro game that my teams have ever lost. See my Falcons lose to Shen in a high school basketball game. That's how big that one was.
And I have one too. I have to go back to the year 2010. National Little League. National Little League Major Division Championship. Orchard Tavern against Worldwide Express. Orchard Tavern number one seed, right? I got the number one pitcher in the major division on the mound, and the kid just didn't have it. You talking about no better, you're just as good as your next day pitcher. Oh, that was I had it all lined up for me. Worldwide couldn't use their aces because they both pitched Saturday to get to the game Monday, right? And we lost.
Yeah, gotta get them 3-4 days rest.
You know, Herm, that's true. That hurts. I have to retract one though. I gotta mention it.
Look, before y'all, the pained look on y'all faces is just.
No, listen.
No, I'm telling you, boy. I
have to go back to the year 2010.
My son has passed away and everything, but whenever he start talking smack, I always reminded him, yo, you cost me the chip, man.
Hey, I hear you. 2010, my son's little league all-star team. We were one inning away from the New York State Championship.
Right?
In Rome, New York. And we were the game was tied. We had just ran the best pitcher from Long Island. Was playing a team from Long Island. We ran their best pitcher out the game. All we needed to do was get through the inning, and we had the core of our lineup coming up, right? And we had run their best pitcher out. We lost to the team from Long Island because matter of fact, we were up. We had got to run their best pitcher out, and we were down actually a run. We got a guy on base, and I was coaching first base, and I said, and we had 2 outs. One of our best hitters was coming up, and I said, listen, we're gonna let little Chris hit, right? I talked to Ethan. Ethan Evans was the kid's name. I said, Ethan, do not run. Let's let Chris hit, right? Chris was like 3 for 4 that day and all that. We was about to tie the game up. Ethan took off ball. He thought the ball got past the catcher, ran the second. The catcher picked it up, picked it through the dude out. Ball game over. We lose, almost going to state championship. And they looked at me at first like, yo, why'd you send him? I was like, I didn't send him, right? And that haunts me to this day.
So close you could taste it.
Well, it was right there. Man. That team was one of the best little league teams there were, man. We was about to go to state championship and we lost. That one hurt so bad. If I could change the outcome of a game of little league, that would be it. In Rome, I had to drive all the way back home from Rome. I was just like, bro, I think my son threw his equipment in the trash after that. It hurt so bad. But anyway, whatever.
Yeah, and you know, especially when you have all your, I had all my eggs in the basket, man, lined up. Two things. So I had both of my aces for that game, but then Gabriel, in between Saturday and Monday, he horsing around at home or something, and he pulled a hamstring or something, so he was like limited, so he couldn't pitch. I was like, Gabriel, I told you guys don't do nothing on Sunday.
Never let him swim. Never let him swim.
Oh my gosh! Because what I so after the first inning, because Trey imploded, but I couldn't even use Gabriel to calm the waters. I had to go to my secondary.
So did you said you had two aces?
Well, I had Trey and Gabriel. Right?
Did you bring Gabriel in? Oh, okay, that's what you said.
Well, I couldn't because he couldn't pitch because of his leg, and so I couldn't go to my third best guy because he pitched Saturday.
So he was on rest.
Right, he was on rest because I maxed him out Saturday to get to Monday.
Yeah, the Little League games hurt as much as any pro game ever, man.
Yeah.
I can believe it.
Sure.
I played Little League football, so I can believe it. I can believe it.
And so that year too, we held they had they called the Albany County Championship, where each little league champion played in a tournament, right? And so that Saturday, I think Worldwide played somebody, and they lost. And so then everybody's coming up to me, I think you guys. I said, I don't want to hear that. What we would have done. We couldn't beat them, so it doesn't matter what we would have done in this tournament.
I won a lot of games. Yeah. I won a lot of games as a Little League manager, and I won a lot of regional or district titles. As we went 3 straight with Ronnie's team. The greatest victory we ever had, though, and this is something that I always dreamed about, was going to Colony, Cook Park, and beating them in that 10-year-old tournament. Going to Colony as a Little League team for me was like a lifetime mission to beat Colony at Colony, and we did that. We went up there and beat them. My son had a single big key hit in the game. I'm telling you, man, beating them there for me was one of the biggest victories ever.
Well, and the only time, Ron, I think the only time I found myself rooting for Colony was when they were a game away from going to Williamsport. A few years back. They were in the Little League World Series like semifinals.
Mm-hmm.
I was rooting for them then, but other than that, like you say, so anybody that beat Colony All-Stars, it was a big job. You only knew how big that was.
We did it. We beat them, then we beat Toga to go into the state tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ronnie had a triple in the Saratoga game to put us up in the last inning. Them games were big. I still got the article, man, from that. But yeah, when we were right there, man, for that state title in 2010, and we just came up a little short. Anyway, fond memories though. There's some painful ones, but we had some good ones.
Listen,
I throw this out there only because I wasn't able to go to the game. I was the all-star coach for the PAL tournament, end of the season tournament. We had a good mix.
Y'all had PAL in New York?
Yes.
Yeah, Police Athletic League.
Police Athletic League, y'all. Okay.
Yeah. And so this team is made up of you could have 4 of your top tier all-stars, and then the rest had to be guys who didn't make all-star team before. So, it was kind of a mix. And so they won it, but I didn't get to go to the game because it was on a Sunday. At I think it started at 1:00, or no, started at like 12 or something. And so, I had church, and so the whole team came to church with the trophy. Oh, it was great. It was great. They brought the kids over to the church, right? And they was all in the back. And once service got out, they was all in my office, man. It was so great.
What's up?
I wish I could have been there actually at the field, but it was great. The fact that they all came to the church and got a little of the end of the service, so it kind of worked out kind of nice.
Oh, that's good. One of these Saturdays, I'll tell the story about my the championship game when I drove back home from Maryland just to play the game, won the championship, and then went back to Maryland with the trophy wrapped around in the front seat with Ronnie. We did that back in 08 when he was 8 years old. I came off vacation after to go back home, win it, and then go back to Maryland. I'll tell that story.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's great. He go, no, I gotta do it.
Hey, there was no way, man. Our team was so good,
But that,
man.
Listen, that took out John. That trophy took out all tiredness and weariness. I tell you.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, I came all the way back from Ocean City, Maryland, back to Albany to play that one game. Yeah, and then went back on vacation after we won it. He was 8 years old. That was commitment. I tell these kids, I mean, y'all have no idea what the sacrifices have been.
Man, I tell you.
Now, do you ever think back, man? I did all that do you ever say for naught, or are you no regrets?
No regrets, because your kids only live once. You bring them here, and they have lifetimes that they have memories that last them a lifetime. And it's important as a parent, I think, to give your kids those types of opportunities. And other things they just help you develop as a person, and it becomes part of your fabric to have those kind of memories. I wouldn't trade those days for nothing. Either pain or in the glory and the friendships you make,
joy.
The memories. Yeah. And I had pain as a little league guy watching my little league lose in all-star games and all that kind of stuff. But it's I would never trade any of those memories, man. Absolutely not. And
and speaking of that, I'm back on the board at National Ron.
They can't kill him, John. They can't kill him, John.
I'm co-baseball operations.
They can't kill him.
Okay.
Operations.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah,
they can't kill him.
So,
he's back again.
Well, I'm doing this too. Out of tribute to for Trey. And Trey was really instrumental. I can say started the Trey House of Baseball community. Want to develop young talent, and I really enjoy it. And it's even better. I'm excited because now I have no anxiety when it comes to my kids. It's not. It's all about the kids. For me, it's always been about all the kids anyway.
Right.
I was never one of those coaches that was partial to my son. If my kid wasn't worthy of all-star selection, then he wasn't on all-star. I wasn't one of them people just because I was the vice president of the league. And no, that wasn't how I roll. I always try to be fair with everybody. I tell the parents that this is not the MLB. If I'm coaching a team, let me coach the game. If you have any problems with me or what's been done, pull me to the side, right? And let us talk about it. But we're here for the enjoyment of the kids. That's what it's about. None of the more than likely, none of these guys will be in MLB, right? So let's just enjoy them where they are and their abilities that they have right now. Too many times the fathers are living vicariously through their children,
right?
Trying to achieve accomplishments that they couldn't through their son. Just enjoy the kids. Let them have a good time and have some fun.
Yeah,
you suck, Coach Thomas. You suck. I'm sure you heard that.
I know one time one of the kids, I won't say the name, but he was a good, big, strong kid, but wasn't the greatest baseball player. But I had him on that secondary all-star team I was telling you about. And so, mind you, the parents, they don't know the selection process. All they hear was all-star. So, one of the mother comes up to the fence and go, is my son going to play in the game? I told her, I'm coaching. You have a seat over there, man. That's what I told her.
Man, we had those things happen, man. Those things happen. We had a battle down in Poughkeepsie one time when I had to, tell the parents to stop. We was blowing the team out and they still was crazy. I got home. We had just beat them 7-0. I got home and got a crazy email from one of the parents. I mean, it just gets crazy. But it is what it is, man.
It is what it is.
I enjoyed it though.
And that was another thing he mentioned about college. They had this old guy. He was like a grandfather. He would literally sit in a chair at the fence. Like watching it, I mean, very intimidating too. Wasn't very friendly, right? Just sit there and you're like, who is this guy? Right. Oh, it's unbelievable.
If he was at my game, I'm sure my kids dapped him up after they beat Colony. I'm sure they dapped him. Anyway, that's great, man. I wouldn't trade this stuff.
All right, well, fellas, we got to run, and we're a little overtime, but we enjoy it here on Sports Chat. So enjoy the championship games on tomorrow.
Go Lions!
Go Lions! Go Lamar! Let's go, Lamar! Let's go! This is your chance, fella. Don't let us down. We're depending on you. All right, we're depending. Don't like I'm not really a Raven fan, but I do like Lamar. So
yeah,
get it done, Jackson.
I'm in the same boat. I like Lamar, but
yeah.
Go Lions!
All right, so peace out, everybody. We love you here on Sports Chat. That's John. That's Ron. I'm Herman. We're out.
All right, fellas.